Welcome back, everybody.
Episode 8.
Yeah. How you been?
Doing okay.
Did you have a good week?
It was a good week, yeah.
Can't complain either, actually.
Yeah.
Got to play a few times, and the weather here in Phoenix is getting to be quite nice.
It's starting to turn, although it feels hot still.
Yeah. Well, we did get up to 90.
90.
Yeah, it was 90 the other day, and
Yuck, man.
I know it seems a little crazy.
Mm.
Middle of November, it's 90. But that can probably...
That's part of the Arizona
It's part of the Arizona
experience.
Exactly. Yeah, we love that.
That's why we're here, I suppose.
Well, I think it's the best time of year now.
Okay.
Right? Like it's between...
Not the dead of winter?
Between now and April, the best. It's just wonderful to be here.
You can't even argue that.
Yeah,
it's magnificent.
The disc golf is so much fun. It's great to be outside. A lot of sporting events come around. Yep. We had the Super Bowl last year, the Phoenix Open. There's lots of cool stuff.
Barrett-Jackson every year.
Barrett-Jackson's a great event.
Waste management.
Yeah.
And the disc golf equivalent is the Memorial.
Yeah, yeah. The Memorial's around the corner, and Shelley Sharp. Those are great events. But we've got winners.
Yeah, that's right. We drew some winners today, so
let's not make them wait.
That's fair, I think.
They don't sit through the episode
staring at the disc that they might have won. Well, the first winner was Turkey Pie _. Thanks again for Thanks for making me read that. That was great.
Turkey Pie _. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
He gets a disc just for the name.
Give him an extra.
Oh, no.
The Battle Pack winner. This is the big winner. You get a vote to see which one of these discs goes into production. That is going to T-Rex 490.
T-Rex, another good one.
Yep.
Way to go, T-Rex.
Congratulations, guys. Thank you for participating.
Yeah, well done. That's fun. Hey, you just won $40 worth of discs, man.
Yeah, we're going to ship it to you.
All for
paying attention.
Yeah, and giving us a little support. So thank you so much for that. That's pretty cool. So what's on your mind? You want to start?
Yeah, we can run into. I've picked out these 3 discs in particular because it's glow season.
Ah, yes, it is.
So it's glow season for all disc golfers everywhere. The days are getting shorter, so it's almost necessary if you want to get out and throw after work. You've got to have some glow discs in the bag.
Yeah.
Lots of glow leagues that happen here in Arizona. People host glow events all over the country, I'm sure. I just hosted a glow event. It was a full moon glow doubles tournament.
Cool.
It was a blast.
Yeah.
But yeah, so glow golf is incredibly popular. It's always been popular with the disc golf community, and I haven't seen an increase in popularity, which I thought was strange. I thought more people would be getting into the glow golf scene when it hasn't really grown. The leagues are seeing just about the same attendance that they always saw, which was interesting to me. Even though the availability of glow plastic is really jumping up. Everybody's making new glow stuff. We just got these claymores in yesterday.
Well, that's interesting. Why do you suppose? Well, I suppose you'd tell me if you had an idea of why that is.
I have no idea, because I don't particularly like glow golf. I don't have good depth perception at night, and so when you're trying to be competitive and win cash or anything,
you may have hit right on it.
That might be it for a lot of people.
Yeah.
But it is kind of more of a party environment too. Maybe it's just old head disc golf.
That's another part of it.
You kind of bring your cart and you fill it full of beers.
Okay.
And enjoy your evening. And it is a super fun way to enjoy your evening though too. So I've definitely done it and enjoyed it. I don't think it's just not for me anymore.
Right. Right. Okay.
The plastics are a bit different too when it comes to the glow plastic in the molds.
The question I had.
Really?
Yeah, because
I could see you thinking it.
Well, yeah, because you see people playing on tour with, you'll see the odd glow disc come out of the bag.
That's right, just in their all the time bag.
And it's got to be a stability issue. Something's going on there that they like.
Well, especially when it comes to like MVP, their glow plastics lean more overstable.
Okay.
So like the resistor is pretty crazy overstable. The Glow Firebird is one of the most popular discs of all time. And not because it's more overstable or more understable, it's more so the feel of the plastic. A lot of people just really like the tackiness of it and how smooth it comes out of their hand.
Yeah.
Like the Sexton Firebirds are wildly the most collected discs out there. They have to be.
Oh, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's important to me. It's especially when you get into a little closer to the basket. I do like that feel becomes very important.
Yeah.
More important than off the tee necessarily, because that feels like it's more of a how it feels in your hand, and then the closer I get, the more the texture of that
comes into play. Okay.
Yeah.
Off the tee, I only like the tacky stuff, so I know it's going to rip.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't bag any glow discs because I haven't found one that just fits really.
I know no one cares, but I have the hatchet in there because I like understable. That one actually flies a little straighter.
The glow hatchet
doesn't have as much turn in it, and I really like that.
We've had a lot of good reviews on the glow hatchets.
The glow hatchet is it's a great disc. It's over there.
Yeah, it's right over there. That's why we keep looking.
Well, cool. Yeah, glow. You see a lot of the Halloween themes.
Yeah,
come out with that.
Yeah, this time of year, that Halloween buzz there. It's been going on for a long time.
Yeah.
So they put a different horror character every year, which is super fun. So people got to collect them all, you know.
You have to think it would be pretty fun to work in the marketing departments of one of these disc golf manufacturers.
Oh yeah, I can only imagine how fun those brainstorming sessions are.
Right, because it's one thing to come out with a new mold, speed, whatever it is, putter, driver. But it's another thing when you're taking a product that's popular and you're putting a stamp on it, or you're putting it in glow, to where you're trying to also create sales.
Yes.
Right. And
right.
I think that would be. I'd love to sit in a room and hear what they're saying about that and why they're coming up with the decisions they come up with. But glow seems to be a good idea.
Oh yeah.
Right. It seems, to your point, there's more of it than ever before.
More glow plastics? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, they're producing quite a lot, especially because there's competition now too. Like MVP out of nowhere had the best glow plastic on the market. After Castaplast came out of nowhere and had the best glow plastic. It's just everybody's coming out with the biggest, better stuff. Lone Star actually is competing for that first place spot on the glow too, and how good their stuff glows.
Well, what makes glow?
From what I understand, you have glow pellets. So when you're injection molding, you've got a few different types of glow pellets, and you actually need to get the right mixture of glow pellets to get the proper glow out of the disc. Because if you just use one type of glow pellet, it's going to glow very poorly.
So you're talking about the best glow would be a combination of things, probably brightness,
yeah,
and
longevity,
right.
And you don't want it to be stiff as a board. You still want it to feel like a disc.
Right, for sure.
You don't want it to feel like a car part.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I've just been a glow fan for a long time, and I don't.
But you
glow
don't
as
like
much
playing
anymore. No. I mean, the tournament that I ran over there, I played a few holes just because, after everybody sent out, I was kind of waiting for my break in play so that I could go run and play as many holes as I could before the evening ended. And the lines were all so much fun, and just out there throwing glow discs and being part of that environment is just a blast.
Yeah, because it's watching the disc fly away glowing. It's so cool.
Yeah, but some of the holes are so far away, it's easy to lose track of them too.
There's that. Do we know if Brian's going to host the his annual winter solstice?
The solstice. I haven't asked him about it yet.
Okay. That was one of my favorite events last year.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was really great. It was a lot of what you mentioned.
Yeah.
There was a lot of that. It was aromatic out there.
Yep.
But it was fun. It was really, really fun.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. There's something about when it's the minimalistic. You don't have you're not seeing all the trees. You're not seeing all the trouble. You're just seeing where you're supposed to go, and that's kind of cool. You gotta watch where you walk.
Yeah. Keep your head down for sure.
It's dangerous.
Especially Kano, where there's holes and stuff
yes,
that you can easily
sprinkler holes and weird stuff like that. Yeah, for sure.
I've dropped down actually a couple feet deep into one of their sprinkler boxes that the lid was off.
Yeah,
stepped right into it and I didn't snap an ankle or something.
Yeah, you're lucky.
Lucky boy.
Well, that I don't have anything, I guess, to add to glow discs.
Yeah, I just wanted to talk about glow golf for a little bit.
Yeah,
because I know a lot of people out there like to play it, so I just like to maybe touch on it for listeners that might have something to say. So
you need a black light.
Black light will cook the disc to make it glow. Yes.
You can't just take a flashlight and put it over these if you don't know.
But it's not going to work as well as a black light.
It's not designed to work.
The wavelength of the UV light penetrates the glow and actually makes it work.
Right, and Do you sell them?
I do.
Yeah, so they're probably at every disc store out there, and imagine online as well.
Oh yeah,
Hardware stores.
they're out there. Yeah,
Pretty easy
hardware
to find.
stores where I actually initially got it because we didn't always have access to them.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, that's all you need. Buy a few glow discs, get a light, you're in.
Yeah, and most glow courses end up being a lot shorter anyway, so you don't actually
Yeah.
need the 13-speed glow driver, right? Most of the time, you just need a glow mid-range
Now,
glow putter, and you're good to go.
right. Something interesting that did happen, and I'll bring it up only because I just remembered it. There were these options where you could put lights underneath,
Oh yeah, yeah.
and it was taped,
Mm-hmm.
and it was just like one of those little flat batteries.
Just a watch battery,
Right,
and
and
a
it
LED
just
light.
kept it, and you could see those really, really well.
Yep.
So people that didn't have glow or had invested in the glow discs,
They could throw their regular discs, right?
right, by putting this thing in the
Yep.
bottom center of the disc,
Mhm.
or it won't affect the flight.
It will affect the flight.
Oh, will.
Yes. Under the disc makes it more understable. On top of the disc makes it more overstable.
Well, that's interesting.
It's a trip. So if you have an understable disc, you'd want to put the light on top.
Oh, that's
Did I say
interesting.
understable or overstable?
You said both.
Wow. What I meant was if you have an understable disc, you would want to put the light on top to make it slightly more overstable, so it's a little
Right.
bit more torque resistant.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Would
obviously,
it be vice versa?
yes.
Vice
So if
versa?
So if it's under and you got an overstable disc,
Put
put
it
it
under.
underneath, so
It'll
that way it gives it a little bit more
straighter.
glide. Yeah.
Get out of town.
But you look at these plastics though too. If you put a light on the bottom of this, good luck seeing it. It's the plastic's way too opaque for that. You need to almost throw the protons of the champion plastics of the world,
Oh, that
so you
makes
can
sense.
see the light through it. Unless you want to put the light on top of this, but there's no telling that it's going to land top up or down.
Yeah, if it hits something.
Correct, or rolls.
Right.
Happens all the
So
time.
you're better off getting this, and they're more fun.
I would say so. Yeah, they are
Yeah.
way more fun.
And then someone isn't having to go out and get all those other things and batteries and tape, and
It's less work. All you
Yeah.
got to do is shine the light.
and you were
Instead of
talking about being a TD, so be nice to your TDs.
be nice to your TDs. Like your bartenders. Tip your bartenders, man.
Absolutely. This is way off subject, but it's something that I've wanted to bring up because I noticed it a while ago, and I just haven't found the right moment. But being we're in the off season, we're talking about sort of these things randomly tonight and the last couple episodes. This seems to fit. But here's what I've noticed, and I wanted to ask you this for a long time. When these tour players are on tour, I've noticed in disc golf versus any other sport, golf, or of course you can't go on the field if it's a team sport, you can't go on the bench if it's hockey and it's all that sort of stuff. But I've noticed a lot of spouses. Now in golf, spouses have caddied in the past
Okay,
for their husbands, and vice versa.
sure.
LPGA is their husbands have caddied for their significant others, and that works because a golf and caddy, or a caddy in golf, excuse me,
You're
has
more like a team, right? You're working together.
It's a significant role. What if you're not a golfer? What has to happen with a caddy is they'll go out on the course the day before, 2 days before, 3 days before, and they'll measure every sprinkler head that there is on the course, because you're not allowed to use
Oh, you can't use rangefinders.
you can't use rangefinders
Whoa.
on the PGA Tour. Now that may change. That
Okay.
really may change, and I hope it doesn't. And the reason is this: rangefinders slow everything down
Yeah,
hugely, and maybe we'll talk about that next. Okay?
yeah, for disc golf because you do see it play a factor too.
So the rules of caddies is they need to get out for the player and get all the measurements. So if the player hits it right, they're going to know what that distance is to the center of the green from wherever they are on both sides of the fairway, center of the fairway. So you can imagine that those books that they've pulled out, that's all distance. And then there's another page that's all the contour of the green. It's incredible. Yeah, it's incredibly detailed.
I've never seen
So
that, so that's incredible.
The golf caddy also makes roughly 10% of the earnings. So most PGA Tour golfers make $1 million a year at the bottom level.
Okay.
To keep your tour card, you're probably somewhere above $1 million now. In order to keep your tour card, you have to make that. So 10% of that, it's $100,000 plus a year as a caddy. So you're earning good money, carrying a bag, and making sure all the numbers
Doing your research
from tee to green are spot on, and you've got those numbers in your head. So it's a critical relationship. Now, disc golf, I see a lot of significant others on the MPO cards and the FPO cards
Yep.
out there supporting their.
Yeah, they're out there.
Yeah, they're out there supporting.
Following.
But what I find interesting is that they're not contributing in most cases. Some are, like a caddy in golf,
Yeah.
carrying the bag. You can tell they're having conversations about the shot and making some decisions together. But in a lot of cases, they're just there following.
Well, a few of them I don't think are even disc golfers though either.
Okay. So my question to you is, why is that? Is it a support mechanism? Is it because, well, you tell me.
I couldn't tell you why it happens. It has been happening, I mean, for a long time. The two most notable ones are Chris Dickerson and Andrew Marweed. You see those girlfriends on
Wives.
Sorry, they're wives.
Or soon to be wife and wife.
I don't pay enough attention, obviously, but
I read too much.
they've been on coverage for a long time.
Right.
They're out there.
Right.
And just kind of to be there.
Yeah. Well, beautiful young ladies. I certainly understand why you'd want them around.
Sure.
I mean, that's nice.
But you're at work.
You're at work. That's kind of what I was getting at. It seems to me like there should be some separation, because now I know, like the golf tour, the disc golf tour is sort of like a traveling circus. You're going from place to place to place. So
yeah, week in and week out.
And it's business. It's what you do for a living. It's what your chosen profession. And it seems a little odd sometimes to see that dynamic when they're. Now, again, it's not benefiting from a measurement standpoint of shots or discussion about best way to bring in the disc from here or from there, right?
No, they might be talking about dinner.
Whatever it is. And maybe there's a calmness, a zen that goes with that. And there's a balance that comes with that, which probably more than likely is the case, right? But it also, if someone like us are wanting to put money into it, and maybe I'm too old school, but maybe I don't necessarily want to see. I want to see the guy that I'm investing in, or woman,
yeah,
investing in, 100% focused on the task at hand, without getting turning around to the boyfriend or the girlfriend and putting the hand and
chit chatting
and walking down the fairway after a good shot, that kind of thing. I think it takes away from the professionalism of what they're doing.
Yeah.
And
I'd agree with you on that.
And again, I'm not trying to be an a-hole about that. It just is really, I've never seen that in any other sport. And
you're not going to. Disc golf is just not at that level of sport yet, right? Because you don't see, the wives are not part of the golf card.
That must be what it is. And again, I'm not picking on them. I think it's wonderful that their relationships are that solid and they can spend morning, noon, and obviously playing time and night together. That's rare. I'm sort of the position that it's okay when my wife goes out of town and has her business meetings, and I go out of town, have my business meetings, and come back. Fondness makes the heart grow fonder, right? Or was it
distance?
Separation makes
separation.
The heart. What, you know the saying?
You have to Google it.
George W. Bush to you there. But it does. It does.
Well,
so
one player I think we should bring up too is Ricky and Lily, because you do see Lily on quite a lot of coverage because Ricky's always on coverage. But Ricky's got a separation about it.
It's a different deal with Ricky.
He's got his focus set. He is focused on his cart, his towels, his discs, his shots. And he puts his head down and waits for his shot.
Yeah.
Lily, you can see that.
Yes. Lily is there enjoying the event and
supporting
allowing, yes, but not in a way where she's right there.
She's not on, right. Exactly.
There's only,
the other girlfriends are like part of the card. Yeah, Ferd's his caddy.
Yeah.
So he's the guy doing the golf research.
And he does a great job.
He has been doing a good job.
With wrestling in Ricky. Really good job.
Yep.
It seems.
But there's that separation though, just to prove your point
Absolutely.
though too, that these gals are on the card as part of they're just a unit together. It's Dickerson and wife.
Yes, every time I've seen him on a card, I've seen her on a card. I did see that
Not
with
in the gallery.
I did see that with Paul, and it was really weird in the 2021 Worlds when the holy shot was made. Paul's wife was right there.
Yeah, she was
standing right with Paul, and the reactions were all caught on film, and all of that seemed a bit odd for the moment, the size of that moment.
Yeah.
I mean, that should be the two competitors, the two gladiators in the ring, battling it out. And again, I'm not taking anything away from why they're there. I'm just asking the question why they're there. And maybe it's a support thing, and I just don't know that. It's like it helps with the balance, helps keep things calm. There could be, and that's significant. That's significant. But it seems
if that's what you need,
every event, every event.
Night and day,
and you're traveling together week in, week out.
Yeah,
that wow, it just seems like it
could
be a distraction more than it could be a benefit. So that's what I was going to bring up. I don't know if I made my point, but I find it really interesting to see that. Not really interesting, but it just something that caught my eye.
Yeah,
I've never seen before. In the heat of the moment, there's that.
Well, and you being new to disc golf, and you've paid attention to quite a lot of other professional sports, where it doesn't happen. So now all of a sudden, disc golf is such a great sport, but this is happening.
Yeah,
and this is not like other sports.
Yeah, I kept waiting for the first time I saw Dickerson and was starting to pay attention to how good a player he was and what he was doing, and I kept waiting for her to like grab the bag or do something or do something or do something. Like it was really foreign to me to see that type of a unit, a pairing like that. Whereas the caddy wasn't necessarily a caddy carrying the bag, but maybe there's more of an emotional support.
Maybe.
And that could be what it is. So I'm sure I'm not the only one that sees it. Right?
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just the only one that cares.
They comment on it quite a lot on like
they do?
coverage. Yeah. They'll say, yep, and there's the wife soon to be.
But they're not taking it from my approach. They're just recognizing the fact that they're there.
No, yeah, they'll point it out.
Yeah.
And that's of course her in the background there.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. That was it.
Drove it home.
Yeah, I'm done with that one.
So 2 more episodes, and then we'll pull the lid off. New discs versus used discs.
Okay.
What do you prefer?
Great question. Actually, really great question.
Because they both have benefits.
If I know the disc and I like the disc a lot, I'll buy that disc used.
Okay, I was expecting the opposite answer out of you.
No.
You'd rather buy it used than new.
I'd rather buy it new. Know the disc.
Okay.
And then buy it used as this backup.
Sure. Okay.
As a backup.
That's smart. So you can kind of season it in and see what it's like on its age progression, right?
Yeah, I'm super snobby when it comes to discs going in the bag.
Most disc golfers are, believe it or not.
Yeah, I want it new. I'm the one breaking it in.
Okay.
This is it's my baby.
Gotcha.
I'm going to try it out. I don't want it. I don't know where that used disc has what it's been through, right? It's got the right name on it. It's got everything that mine has. It looks the same mold, but I don't know its history. But the minute I throw it, I'm going to know its history.
Yeah.
To a certain extent. And whether and usually in something like that, especially if I really like a mold, as a newer player, I really would love to have that advanced aging of that disc.
Yeah.
Via a used bin, to where I can count on something coming down and fading properly, whereas maybe this one has a little bit more turn to it.
Yep.
That type of, is that what we're talking about at the end of the day?
Yeah, absolutely.
So you can have that.
Right. So maybe you want to buy your disc already seasoned. If you like it seasoned and you don't like it when it's new, there's quite a lot of There's quite a lot of that. I have a friend that only likes the new disc.
Yeah.
So he has to putt with new shields.
Yeah.
And I feel so bad for the kid because he has to buy new shields once every couple of months.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, because that's what works for you. But
Well, it's also in the head too. You talk about the mental game, and you don't want to have certain putters. I was like that with grips.
okay,
So if I used a grip X amount of times, I usually change the grip out. And anyone that picked up the club would say, "Well, it's nice tacky," and I'd say, "No, it's not. It's not even anywhere near to where it should be." So, but it takes that sort of like, the more you play in a sport, the more you dial in your stuff.
yeah, you know what you like, you know what you want.
You just do, and if that young man's doing that every couple months with a putter, he has that. He knows what that feel is that he
he's
loves.
used to it.
Yeah.
He's got it. He's got it figured out.
My question to him is, do you stack those discs up?
Well, yeah. What does he do with his old shields?
You buy 20 of them? Because what if that changes? That plastic changes a little bit.
I don't know. He's been, well, here's the thing. It's a West Side shield, and he throws the BT mediums or BT softs.
Okay.
Are the ones that he likes. So he's been doing that forever. I don't think that BT plastic has really changed that much in the last however many years we've been playing.
So that's one thing about the sport, whereas in golf, it seems to rotate out every year, every couple of years. It's out. It is. So if you like a particular mold of your head, it's gone. And
oh,
yeah, it's gone. Then now you're searching for it on the internet.
Jeez.
Yeah. Well, that's the engine that is golf.
Wow.
Yeah, because you want the new market. You want the newer, better, and technology is changing things quickly, right? In everything that we do, even discs.
Yep.
So I'm just curious, if you like a disc and you really like the feel of it, I would be nervous because I've stacked up a few things that I really, really like.
Yep.
K3 Bergs is an example. Love them. Got to stack them.
I love that disc.
Right. So if they happen to change that K3 feel,
yeah,
I've got the ones that I love.
Good.
Right?
Lucky boy.
So in disc golf, it doesn't happen as much as golf then. They stick around a little longer is what you're saying.
That's what it seems like. I know some discs, it's not always the case. I mean, the amount of OOP discs from Innova out of production discs, like they don't make the monster really anymore. And then their molds change all the time. So they've got maybe more of the golf mentality of like kind of creating a collector market for themselves. A pre-flight number destroyer is not going to travel the same as one that you pluck off the shelf there.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no way Callaway or TaylorMade has to change their drivers out every single year, but they do. There's
something to that.
It goes, it's $700 for a driver now.
Yep.
That's without the shaft.
What?
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
Well, that comes with the shaft, but the better player you are, you're going to want a particular shaft in there that you like. It's not going to be the one that they came with.
Typical, yeah.
Right.
You got to get the grip package.
Right.
Sure.
Right. It all matters. And again, it may only be psychological. So does he need to change the putters out every 2 months? Probably not. But psychologically he does.
And that keeps his game sharp.
Keeps his game sharp. And we heard Ricky before Worlds that he played like the last practice round without the putter he was going to use in the tournament because he got him dialed to where he wanted him. Right. So he kept him at home.
Yeah, not going to beat him up any more than I have to.
Right. Exactly the same thing.
Well, and discs change flight, though, so that's a little bit different of a case then. These discs change flight as they beat up. So naturally, you do want to keep some fresher and some you want more beat up.
Yeah.
Like I will throw rollers with discs that I want to beat up.
Yeah.
And I almost hate beating up discs, which is why I'm the opposite of you. I'd rather buy a used disc.
Well,
just to try it out because I want to see what it's going to be like as a seasoned disc, whether I want to try a new one or not.
Well, something else that I do like in used discs, and if I find a few if of the same molds, when I go to the field, I really like to dial in a particular disc, and it's nice to be able to throw 5 of those discs
of that mold,
and not just one, and then watch it fly and then go get it. And, you know what I mean?
Yes.
So that's another reason why the used bin has a great fit, a need for me. Like it's a good. Well, it's a good filler.
It's not necessarily
we're
a top
looking this
seller
way because there's a whole slew of used discs right now.
I keep forgetting we're on YouTube. So
is a I don't know. What do you have there? 500,000?
No, we don't got that much.
Really?
We've probably got about 500 at most.
Well, I'm talking about everything down here too.
Yeah, each of these bins holds about 200 discs, so that's about 400 up top, probably a couple hundred underneath.
There you go. All right.
600 used discs.
Wasn't far off.
No,
that's a nice guess. And that's nice. And I know you've got more.
Yeah,
you don't put out because there's no room. But
It's a good problem to have.
yeah, well.
But it is a top seller in here as far as like item sales. It's not necessarily a big like high dollar ticket thing because they are a lot cheaper than new discs.
Yeah.
But it's certainly the most popular. A lot of people come right in and look right at the used disc because they want to see what might be in there. Maybe they can find a backup for something. Maybe there's something in there that they've been meaning to try for a long time.
Right.
Because it is a lot nicer to pay $10 for a disc rather than dropping $20 on one that you don't know you're going to like.
Correct.
It's hard.
Correct.
I'm definitely that way, and I guess you know when you like a disc, so then you'll buy it new. But just to try something,
I still want to buy it new.
okay.
Yeah, and if I like it, I like it. If I don't, at this point, I haven't given everything up, but I eventually probably will.
Yeah, throw them in there.
We'll see. Give them to friends, because I'm really trying to get a lot of.
It's at, yes.
Really trying to get a lot of people involved in the sport, trying to grow the sport.
That's the best way to do it. Is just put discs in people's hands and say, "This is your kit. You carry these and you take them home with you." I went through a period where I would keep a beat up Claymore and a beat up Jackalope in the bag at all times. That way, if I came across a new player, here, man, try this, because their friends would give them.
That's incredible.
An Excalibur or something. It's like, here, dude, you'll get more use out of this.
That's incredible. I think there's a lot of disc golfers that are like that.
Yeah,
I really do. I think it's a really giving culture. It seems
supportive community.
Very, very. I just see that with the volunteering. People are digging out discs out of the water for people, and I see it on the Pro Tour. You'll see someone will jump in the water and, Simon threw one in, and I'm sure it's a valuable disc, and they can get another one tomorrow. But at the same time, maybe that is dialed in just right.
There's certain sentimental values to some of these discs too.
And I see people really going out of their way to be nice about that and understand that. But it's very nice to donate that way, or you can bring them in here and get a few bucks and use it towards another one.
Yep, we do trade.
That's great.
Lots and lots of trades.
So would you say majority buy used or majority buy new?
You'd be surprised at the amount of people that are just like you, where they'd rather buy one new. They don't want somebody else's name on it.
Yeah.
I want to try this thing, so I'm going to buy it new. So it's a pretty good mix, but the used bin is much more popular. It's probably a 70-30 split, 60-40 split of used customers
to
new customers.
So 60% of your customers will come in and dig through that.
Yeah.
40% will come here and dig through that.
Yeah. Depending on the releases, of course. Like when the Lozada was out, that's all anybody wanted. And of course, I don't got any used of those. So got to buy one new then.
Right. Well, you may want to get the rest of those used ones out here.
Yeah, I've probably got about 20 more used discs to put out here.
Oh, that's not money. I thought you had hundreds back there.
No.
Oh, okay.
I've managed to get most of them out here. We probably had about 200 a couple days ago, and I was like, my shipping table's full of discs. I can't even ship discs because it's full of used stuff.
Yeah.
So I had to make some space. I even added 2 more bins down there actually underneath. It's a very good problem to have, but with Vista and Fountain Hills, where everybody's losing discs, a lot of people would like to raid the used bin before going to play those courses. So you have a disc you don't mind never seeing again.
Well, that's another reason to buy used.
Yep.
And that's exactly what I'll do when I play those places.
Oh, there's so many benefits.
I'll have ones
used and new.
You want to play the course well, but at the same time, it's like, ugh.
Yeah, I'm not going to risk throwing my baby over the water here.
Right.
When it's the right shot for it. And most of the pros just treat it like wet water. This is just a 400-foot hyzer. Yeah. I can do this. I do this all day. Bang. Yeah. There it is.
Yeah.
And for us, it's a little bit more of like a mental magnet. When you start thinking about stuff, that's typically what you attract. So you're just going to throw it in the water at that point.
So we're coming into holiday season.
Yep.
Which usually means mystery boxes.
Yep.
Good deals from companies on certain things. I'm just sitting here looking at, thinking of Christmas ideas already, because it's mid-November.
Yep, it's on its way.
These baskets are so great for the disc golfer in your life, I'll tell you that.
Oh yeah.
I love mine in the backyard. I couldn't imagine any disc golfer that really loves the game not having these. So I can't imagine anyone who's not a disc golfer watching this, or I'm giving them a gift idea. But do it for yourself.
Yeah, because you
Deserve
don't
it.
have to go to the
Ask for
course
one
to
of these.
practice putt.
Ask for one of these. They're amazing to have.
It's a dream just to walk into your backyard, or even because we have portable bags too, so you can just pack one up, throw it in your trunk,
Right.
take it to the park that's a little closer than the disc golf course, or just to do field work, and you want to put a basket out there to aim at.
Yeah.
It's a much better focal point.
Yeah, it's awful nice to do. I'll sometimes put cones out there because they're just easier, but when you've got something to carry it and you've got a little bit of time to be able to do it,
The bag's pretty nice.
yeah, it's nice.
They assemble really quickly, so it's not a huge chore.
It's a great way to get it out there. Yeah, let's brush up on Matty O real quick.
Yeah, we should.
Congratulations, Matty O. I know you probably won't see this, but we're still thinking about you. 4 years is a great deal. And you know, even at his age, there's a lot of players on tour that are getting up there that I would hesitate with 4 years.
For their age and their longevity in the sport.
And he's probably 6 years older than most of them.
Oof. Okay. That's a bold statement.
He just seems to have a movement
Yeah.
that isn't wearing down his body.
No, he's still fit, huh?
Right. He's fit, and he has that release that just all seems to come at the end, where it's not this big run up. He just sort of sneaks around it. You ever know? It's just great how he approaches his shot. Like,
that's a good way to describe it.
He'll step his
Yep.
those first
Fred
few are just
Flintstone.
very Fred Flintstone, and then all of a sudden he's around it and is letting it go, and it's quite impressive, and you can tell it's not wrecking his body. I mean, he was still playing. He just won another tournament.
He's playing.
Wasn't it like an A tier somewhere warm, somewhere closer to Mississippi or closer to his house?
Alabama, I think he's from.
Yeah, and so good on West Side. I like West Side a lot.
Yep.
Wonderful discs. The Destiny is maybe one of my favorite above 12 speeds.
It's an
awesome even for
disc.
a under 60 arm. At present, under 60. Really wonderful discs. You know, I'm a big fan of the Stag.
Yeah,
right?
Stag's a killer disc.
Right, I'm just a huge fan of the Stag. So, yeah, when you look at him in that light, I think 4 years is easy. He's so well liked. It seems wherever he goes, Matty O, right?
Yeah.
He seems to be like Ricky said. Ricky said he's like a player's
player. Your favorite pro's favorite pro is Matty O,
and that's Ricky Wysocki saying that.
That's correct.
That's pretty impressive. So yeah, he's been around a long time. I know he's an OG, considering.
But he is older, and to get a 4-year contract is like you said, it instills confidence.
Yeah,
like this guy earned it, and he's going to continue to earn it.
Yes. I think that says volumes about his character. You don't see anything. You don't really see any dodgy stuff about any of the disc golfers, and you know, the spotlight's not on them enough. And
Unless you're Nico LaCastro, that's the guy that only has the shoddy history, really.
Yeah. What he did in the European Tour was uncalled for. I square up against me. Yeah, that's not a good idea. But you know, even with the social platforms, and they're so dependent now on that potential additional revenue stream, right, from their social platforms, which I know we didn't really brush over that as much as
we touched it, I think,
as sort of where this additional money can come from and betting on yourself.
Yep.
But before maybe taking a 1-year deal, ride it out, bet on yourself. But things could be tight. And another thing I wanted to bring up was, you know, if you're a younger golfer, if you are that let's say that's a young junior who's had several good years in a row, the manufacturer offers them a 1-year deal. That 1-year deal isn't going to be worth anything because you haven't had any reps on the tour.
Yeah.
They want you to use their plastic. They want you to put their name out there with you because they see the opportunity and what your potential could be. But at the same time, if you haven't thrown those discs, that could throw off whatever momentum you had. And there can't be a great deal of money that's coming at you in that respect when you have no reps on the tour.
Yeah, unless you're a true pro, you can't just switch
Right.
your whole bag out and expect to perform at the highest level.
Right. Right. So, you know, who else did I think Clemens is coming up, isn't he?
I think you said something about Clemens being out of DD.
I don't know. I have no idea.
It would
I
be
have no idea.
surprising if he left DD. I can't imagine where he would go, uh, where he would thrive at.
But that's sort of my point, though. If is Clemens offered a 1-year deal? Is he offered a 2-year deal? A 3-year
I believe
deal?
it was a 1.
Right.
I
So
believe.
if he's going to go anywhere, or if he's going to stay with DD,
Yeah.
does he take a 1-year deal? And what's that 1-year deal worth? Is it worth 50? Is it worth 100? We don't know these numbers, right?
Right.
It's always, we have no idea.
Right.
But I think his value's high because he pops off from time to time. Cool look, you know.
He's got the hair.
He's got the great, you can really shape shots rather. So
He does have a great forehand too.
Yeah, really
He's got
good.
a well-rounded game, doesn't he?
Yeah, really good. But I don't know that he has any social presence. So he's relying 100% like a Calvin on, you know, but he might. I just I haven't come across him. But even it's Keimberg, right?
Yes. Keimborg.
Yeah, is Kelvin, and so he puts stuff out. I see it come across my Instagram feed every now and then.
Really, I didn't know he had a social presence.
Yeah. And if it's him doing it, he's got a sense of humor.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, there's
one of Rick's favorite guys.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So, you know, that seems to have some value with these manufacturers too. But yeah, I don't want to. We've already gone through all that stuff, so I won't go over it again. But I really do think these 1-year contracts, the players should look hard inside and, you know, do I have the value to get 2 or 3, push back a little bit if you've got a lot of reps out there? And if you can't find that deal, I mean, right now the manufacturers have all the cards, right? They're holding all the cards, unless, you know, the Simons and the Eagles and the Gannons
can negotiate for more.
Those are your elite of the elite. So they can push back. They can push back. Yeah. And if they're not happy, if there's any of these manufacturers out there globally are going to want them throwing their discs, right? Whereas, and I'm not saying that these other 1-year contracts can't do the same, but not as to the same degree can they push back.
Sure.
As an elite elite.
Obviously not.
Right. So
you've got to prove yourself.
You take
first.
what you can get. There's something there. You know, hey, I do need that 50,000. I do need that 75,000. Whatever it is, that 1-year contract, so I can go play another year and try and knock out a victory. You know, or 2 or 3. Have the year I've really been waiting to have.
Yeah.
You know.
Then the world's yours.
Yes, it does change things, and but. So that's a tough decision. This is a great time of year. I'm excited to see where stuff lands. So
every day
one was done.
Like we're creeping towards exactly. Yeah. One was already done. So every day there's potential for some announcement to come.
Right.
Boom.
Right.
And stuff's in the works right now for the big announcements.
Yeah.
Something to mention. Prodigy actually.
What did that Aaron Carter? Is it Aaron Carter? It went to Lone Star.
Yeah, Aaron Carter.
Was that?
I believe.
Tell me it was more than 1 year. Because he is only 16, 17, 18.
Imagine it was 1 year. Oh, goodness gracious.
I don't know.
That would be almost heartbreaking because I was kind of sad when he left DD. He just got a signature disc. He was playing really well. Ricky was kind of, you know, coaching him through some stuff, and it was a cool relationship blossoming, and then he just jumped ship to Lone Star.
Well, we'll circle back on that.
Yeah, we'll have to.
Okay.
I was going to say Prodigy with discussing announcements. I have to throw Prodigy under the bus again because they were really upset when Matty O went to Westside. So they spoiled his announcement. Did you hear about that? They announced it before Westside got a chance to announce it.
Really?
Congrats, Matty O, on your Westside contract. Yeah, it was like a really sly, snidey thing that they did.
How do we know it wasn't some intern that just fired off was told to fire it off?
Yeah. To have somebody to... a messenger to shoot.
That'll be interesting.
But those announcements are so important because these manufacturers like to capitalize on stuff like that.
Yeah, they do.
Welcome aboard.
As they should.
Yeah, you're paying the player, man. That's the point.
It'd be cool to have a Matty O release of something because for the 4-year commemorative 4-year, or with the MVP Open win.
They've ran some stuff. They did a Matteo Stag this year for his win.
What?
Yeah, they did a stag for his win.
Uh,
I think it was a chameleon stag, like the one I gave you.
is that was the chameleon?
It's a chameleon stag.
Yeah, that definitely has more fade on it. It's a great disc.
I much prefer that plastic. I think it holds up really, really
well.
well.
It is, yeah. There's a different, definitely has a different feel.
What else did they do? They did Matteo harps. There's a glow harp over there, just like this.
Yes.
Just got those in.
Yes.
Because that's a Tatar Claymore.
Got it. That Claymore's a great disc.
I love the Claymore.
Yep.
Everybody needs a Claymore.
But you throw EMAC Truce 300 with like nothing.
Yeah.
One step up and they're 300.
Well, and I like the Claymore more so for up north in the trees because it's way nicer to shape a line with that than an EMAC.
Correct. In elevation.
Yeah, but and the EMAC still has a job. It just fades a lot harder. So this one's not going to fade up north. Down here, it's more so like something like a forehand replacement where it's going to push to the right the whole way.
Right.
Because I don't have a forehand. I have to backhand.
Yeah. Okay. Up. So we're not just going to sit here in front of you. I think we're going to venture outside and do some cool things. And we might start doing some interviews. We've got some tour players lined up.
Yeah, we got a few guys in town
that we're pretty excited to let you know when we can confirm. But we've got the early yeses to sit down with some top players.
Yeah, we'll be announcing on social medias and drive some hype, I think.
Cool.
People you're going to want to hear from.
I got some questions. Maybe we'll bring up the spousal thing with them too.
Yeah, we should.
I'm curious about that, but I'm kind of over it already. Just talking about it helped.
You vented.
I guess.
You got it all out.
I guess. Is anyone else? And it isn't like it's everyone, so I don't want to pick on the people that do have that, that balance out there with their spouses. So it isn't about that. I'm just curious I've never seen that in professional sport. I've never seen that.
Yeah, and I think you do make a good point about from the outside looking as a sponsor looking outside. Do you want to? Are you sponsoring him or are you sponsoring the couple?
Well, we're sponsoring a disc golf summer vacation. Right. This is a job, and we want to elevate the look of this sport, and everyone's working hard to do that. I'm not saying that this brings it down a notch, but it just has a place in there. I just can't put my finger on it. Like, it doesn't seem to. One of these things is not like the other.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. It's
trying to up the professionalism here, and when bring the wife or husband to work every day.
Yeah. Well, want to leave it there?
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Jay. This is 8?
That's number 8.
Okay. It's great.
Are we getting better at it?
I don't know. I'm enjoying it, though, and as long as we're enjoying it, we'll keep doing it.
That's true. It's fun. We're
going to get Dusty involved in some stuff, and now we're going to go out in the field. So,
yeah.
Hey, it's only going to get better. We'll bring some dimension to this thing.
Yeah, it'll be great to have like you, a beginner arm, my arm, and then a pro arm to kind of judge what these discs are going to do for an audience.
Yeah, but I'm smooth like Williams.
Smooth like Williams?
Yeah, that's what Ricky said.
That's a way bigger compliment than you made it seem.
Oh.
You said you got a smooth out of Ricky.
And he said that that short game is my upshots are spot on.
It's important to have that. Get under the basket, man.
It just so happens Ricky was walking around. His brother's out here, and he's working on his game. Look out, everyone. There's another Wysocki, and he's 18 years old.
Yeah, look out.
I'm telling you, the kid has a great arm on him and a great head. He's a wonderful young man, and Ricky was out there, and I got paired up with him. And so, yeah, it was fun.
It was cool to watch Ricky coach.
Yeah, he's a natural at it.
And you could tell he's passionate about it and he likes doing it.
Yeah. But it just so happens I popped off on a couple of holes and hit on my upshots, kept hitting the basket.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Shoot.
He goes, I just saw him kind of looked over at me like that. But it's not about me. It was fun to be walking with, a world champion and you're a young golfer. I couldn't even imagine, imagine playing golf and, Phil Mickelson walks up and mind if I just watch you guys play the next few holes together?
Yeah, you're not shaky or anything, are you?
Good luck. Good luck making your putt, right?
Yeah,
So
different level of focus when you got
it totally changed my focus. It really did. All of a sudden, I wasn't thinking about where I was throwing. I was thinking about, hey, where's Ricky? Where's Ricky?
Yeah,
This is, you know, and it's that's silly though. But it's but what's most important out of that is that there is another Wysocki, and he's on his way up.
Kid's getting it, man.
Oh boy,
he's down here playing every league day. He's already signed up for a few tournaments. He's in it now, man.
He's spending the winter here.
That's right. He's going back for Christmas, but he's coming right back here.
Yeah, he's got a great arm on him. And there was a few throws he had out there yesterday that it looked, because his back was to me, and you'd swear it was Ricky. Just the way he followed through.
Well, right.
Oh,
well, with Ricky coaching him, dude, his arm looks just like it. It's cool.
Beautiful. So that's pretty cool. Keep an eye out for that young man. All right. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, guys.
See you next week.